Hello guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see today, we are actually in One Skyved's trolleybus place, also known as TrP. So today I'm going to be showing you how to start a bus up, obviously, but like mainly a ZiU9, whatever they're called. I can do the ZiU10 as well. That might be for another video if we don't have time, but first what you want to do is get a toolbox out of the equipment. So I'm at Hard-Bass Depot right now, so the equipment is just this white thing, but at Main Island Depot it's like there's like a counter with a phone, and that's where you get it from. So the first thing you're going to do is check your pole head inserts. If they're actually in really good condition, like mine, you can keep them, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm going to change them anyways to show you how to do it. So what you're going to need is 2 pole head inserts from the toolbox and a pole head wrench. You need to climb up the ladder and put down the hatch. Then you get your pole head wrench and you right click on it to remove them. And you hold down V for placement mode. This applies to a lot of things, so just remember, hold down V for placement mode. Then you click on the green box, and then you can go down and put all of this stuff back into the toolbox. What we can also do, wait, why am I saying that? We need to do this. So get a pole catcher wrench and grab the pole. What you need to do is get the end of the pole, this bit, onto the wires. So some people get confused with this, not a lot of people, but the left pole needs to go onto the left wire and the right pole needs to go onto the right wire, otherwise the poles are going to cross over. And I've seen people trying to get the poles up, and what they do is they climb on top of the bus and like try and do that. But what you can do is use E to make them go up and Q to make them go down. And to actually like move them, you just need to walk. Now, once you put it on, you need to press right mouse button to get the pole retractor in place. And, well, activate it, not put it in place. And then you just need to do the same for the other one. And from here it's relatively straightforward and simple. What you need to do is put this back. You're going to need a reverser wrench. Go into the cabin, and under the seat there's like this grey thing. You'll see where it is because I'll put this reverser wrench on it. You need to hold down V for placement mode and just place it on there. Now to reverse, you need to press right mouse button to move it back, and it should be in that position that you see now. To put it in forward from reverse, you need to press left mouse button and left mouse button again so that it's in that position. So basically in that position for forwards and that position for backwards. And what we need to do now is, these ones aren't 100% necessary, but they make things easier. So switch on the first 4 switches on this row, and these ones are unnecessary. The first 4 on the other row. And sequence, as you can see, it goes back once you pressed it, but it has worked, so you don't need to be worried about that. Now you turn on all the breakers. Well, you don't need to turn on front meter breaker, but I do it anyways. And the main power breaker. Now you need to turn on battery and power steering. And that's almost it. Almost. So now this bit's also why am I saying also? This bit's optional, but you can get a clock from the toolbox and put that there. You can left click to change the time from world time to game time. I usually have it on game time though, or else it's like morning time when it's dark, for example. It's just not really synced up. And now you need to get a destination board container. You can put this anywhere, same with the toolbox, but these are the places which I like to put them. First you need to get a normal destination board and pick whichever route, but I do route 10 usually, so that's what I'm going to do. You need to put one up here by opening the lid holding down V and clicking in there. One on this window here by doing V once more. And now you need a small one at the back. And make sure that these are all the same root numbers. And then you'll know that it's done because in the bottom left corner you'll see a message that just popped up. That's the root set. Now for the announcement, this is optional, but I like to do it. You don't have to do the announcements. So to select the root, it's on standard it's on root 6, so if you're picking root 6 it should be fine, but just do it anyways. So you click this hidden button that's above because it's pressing button 1 and 2, which you can do in real life because you have more than one finger, but in Roblox you only have one mouse, so you don't have to do this. You click on it and it'll say to select route 6 press button 1, to select for next route press second button. You press that and it's route 9, press it again and it's route 10, which is my route, so I'm going to press button 1. And the first stop from here is Lighthouse, so I'm going to switch it to Lighthouse by skipping until it has Lighthouse, which might actually take a while. I'm just gonna, Lighthouse. Now it says the actual stop, which means it will say the next stop from that stop, but if it says next stop Lighthouse, it will actually say Lighthouse, so it is a bit confusing. You can release the parking brake, sit down, and you should, if all things work, be good to go. If you want to turn the lights on, then you see this like black thing here, like the switch. You just left click on that. If you do it 2 times, it puts the lights on. If you do it 3 times, it's slightly more powerful, but 3 is what I usually do. And you should just be able to pull away. Absolutely fine. If you stop driving randomly, it's either because these poles will come off and you need to put them back on, or it's because the main breaker has popped, which happens when the motor amperage gets above 500 amps. That's a lot of the stuff covered, at least for the ZiU 9. There are a few other things which I probably should have gone to main island depot to demonstrate, but I could just skip this until I find one, which I am going to do actually. So I'll see you once I've found... Wait, no, I won't, because there's a stop up here and I want to show you how to do the stops. So if you brake, it'll say P 50%, which means that you're braking 50%. To make it 100%, you need to press F at the same time, and then it should say 100%, like so. And you can do the same for acceleration. You can press F and it will give you some more power to the motor, which is very helpful to know if you're stuck on a hill or something like this. I don't think I'd have been able to get up without holding F, because I was just stopped on a hill. It's hard for most vehicles to, well, not really most vehicles. It's just this, because it's an old piece of junk. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of them in real life, all of them are like rusty and like banged up. But these ones are practically like new. So when you get into the purple zone of a stop, it will say fully stop the vehicle. Now you might think, oh, I fully stopped, but what you need to do is pull the parking brake up. Now you need to open the doors, which you can use the numbers on your keyboard to open them, or you can click the switches here. Next you just wait some time, close the doors, make sure to put the parking brake off, and you can be on your way. So I will now find some switches, hopefully. It might take some time. How long has this recording been going on for? 9 minutes. What I might do is respawn, go get a ZiU 10 to show you how to do that. Now, if you're wondering how to do the ZiU 9 EMU, that's very similar to the ZiU 9, but in the rear of the bus, because I'm just explaining this because I don't have that Game Pass, there's a parking brake which you need to just pull that down, like in the other bus, because it's two buses joined together, and you need to turn on all the breaker switches in there, and then just go to the front, and there's a backup main breaker, and one extra breaker as well, which is probably trailer, fan motor thing, whatever. And then it should be working. But on the whole, just basically turn on all the breakers. So now I'm going to go here. I will skip this bit of me spawning the vehicle. Okay, so now my vehicle's spawned. You'll find yourself in this building. You need to get a toolbox from here. Find your bus. If your bus has the same livery as somebody else, the way to tell is they all have a number on the back and the front. And if you zoom into your toolbox, it'll have a number at the bottom, which is your number. But for me, it's kind of easy because I've just got the ZiU 10. And where I like to put this, one of these not opening. Oh, okay, it's just like here. It's just under the seat here because there's not that extra space. Lots of people like to put it in their cabin, but I don't really bother with that. It's a very similar startup procedure. They're good. I've already shown you how to do the hole head inserts. It's exactly the same as this ZiU 9. And these ones aren't that worn, so I'm just going to put these ones on. Same procedure for this. The main thing is the switches, which is different. And the root boards as well, a tiny bit. Not that different, but like slightly different. And that's connected. What I'm going to do now is go and get my reverser wrench. I'm going to go into the front, put it on. There's also polarity on the ZiU 10. I'm not 100% sure what that does, but from my experience, I've never had to change it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, so that's all good. The reverser wrench, exactly the same. Now, for this, you might be a tiny bit alarmed because there's no sequence switch, but that is okay. And you can just switch on the first four here, do the lights. It doesn't really matter in which order you do these switches, as long as you do them. Now, this is the extra one, trailer fan and generator motor breaker. So I think the breakers in this bus are the same as the front bus in the ZiU 9 EMU. So do all of them, power steering and battery so that we have lights. You need the trailer battery on here, the trailer fan and generator motor, and then you need to press control unit. And you should be set. I'm going to go and get the destination board. Make sure that you have the switch for the fourth door, or any door really, but I like the fourth. So that you don't get locked out when you do the pressure. If you do, then you could just have your camera coming through here and click the seat, but it's still better to have it open. But this is pretty much set. I'm just going to give you an example with the switches. It hasn't worked out that well because you actually can just press another switch, turning left, in the ZiU 9, no the 10, sorry. But I will explain what you have to do otherwise. So do not worry about that. Okay, let's get this done. Pretty much the same here, there's just one extra that you've got to put. So get the normal, route 10 once more, destination board in the front. Sometimes it pops back open, so I'm going to make sure that it's down. One there, like the ZiU 9. An extra one on the window here. And then one final small one. For the timetable, this is the same for all the buses. I didn't do it in the last demonstration, but I will show you how to do it. It's not necessary at all, but it is a pretty cool feature. You can just put it right here, like that. I'm not going to get the clock for the sake of time. That was no pun intended, by the way, and I'm not going to do that either, because basically what I'm trying to do is show you the switches. Now, what you're going to do is just pull out as per usual, and once you get to a switch, there's two different types, I think. There's a crossing as well, but that's not a switch. It's fine. Here's a merge one, which you need to be going slower than 20 kilometers per hour. 20 kilometers per hour is the max, or else your poles will fall off. And make sure not to stop on them, because there's little bits on them which don't give you power. My door's still open, and I haven't stopped on a switch. You can tell because it looks like that, which my camera zoomed in on. That doesn't give you any power whatsoever. Here we've got a turning one, so you hold down E with the ZiU 10. That hasn't worked. It does usually work, don't worry, it's just a glitch that sometimes happens. That'll make you go left and hold down Q for right. You cannot drive while you're doing this. For the ZiU 9 though, it's slightly different. You have to press E to go right, and then make sure that you press E to turn it back on, because it turns off the control circuit, which is necessary for driving. And then for going left, just hold down W through it, and you should be fine. What I'm going to do now is give you a tiny bit of a taste of a route. I'm probably going to time lapse this, so I hope you enjoy the time lapse. Okay, that's a little bit of what driving on a route is like. Of course you can do any route for this, you don't have to do route 10, it's just my personal favourite. I can't really say that though, because it's the only one that I've done. If you want me to do some different routes and do this game a bit more, then be sure to comment down below, like the video and subscribe. And with that, I will end the video and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.